Hello everyone. In today's session we are going to learn about unit and measurement. So today we will cover the following topics, that is measurement, unit, physical quantities, fundamental and derived unit, system of units. Let us discuss one by one. What is measurement? The comparison of any physical quantity with its standard unit is called measurement. When we have to measure any physical quantity, we compare that quantity with the chosen standard used to measure that quantity. As you can see on the screen, I had to measure the length of the screwdriver. I will compare the screwdriver with the meter scale, and I came to know that the result of our measurement is 7 centimeter. Here 7 is a number and centimeter is the unit used to measure length. So we can say that result of measurement of any physical quantity is expressed by a number accompanied by a unit. Let us understand by taking some more example. When we measure the mass of any body, suppose the mass comes out to be 50 kg. Here 50 is a number and kg is a unit used to measure mass. When we measure length of any body, suppose the length comes out to be 10 centimeter. Here 10 is the number and centimeter is a unit used to measure length. So we can say that the measurement is equals to n into u, where n is a numerical value and u is the unit. Now, what is unit? Unit is an arbitrarily chosen internationally accepted reference standards which is used to measure physical quantity. When we had to measure the mass of any body, we use gram or a kilogram as a unit. When we have to measure length of any body, we use meter or a centimeter as a unit. When we have to measure the time of an event, we use minute or a second as a unit. So this is the term I have used for lots of a time, physical quantity. What is a physical quantity? Those quantities which can be measured directly or indirectly, by mean of which the law of physics are verified, are called physical quantity. Now I have used the term directly or indirectly. What does this mean? Directly means to say when we measure any physical quantity, there are some direct methods to measure that physical quantity. As I had to measure the mass of any body, I can simply measure it by using weighing machine. If I had to measure the length of an object, I can measure it by using measuring tape. But when I had to measure the distance between the earth and the sun and any other planet, do I have any measuring tape that can measure such a large distance? No, I do not have any measuring tape that can measure a very large or a very small distances. So we had to employ some indirect methods such as parallax method or oleic acid test. So these are the some examples of indirect methods to measure the physical quantities. Now, example of physical quantities are mass, length, area, time, temperature, pressure, volume, velocity, momentum, acceleration, speed, etc. There are so many physical quantities that can be measured. Physical quantities can be classified into two categories on the basis of their dependency, and on the basis of directional property they can be classified into two categories, that is scalar and a vector. But here we will discuss on the basis of dependency. We have two quantities, that is fundamental or a base quantities. Second one is a derived quantities. Now, fundamental quantities, those quantities which are complete in themselves and do not depend on other physical quantities, are called as fundamental quantities. Example are mass, length, time. Or in a simple language, we can say that those quantities which cannot be further resolved are called as fundamental quantities. These are the base quantities. The unit for fundamental or base quantities are called fundamental units. Derived quantities are those quantities which can be derived with the help of fundamental quantities. Example are area, volume, velocity, acceleration. As we know that velocity is equals to displacement upon time, or we can say it is equals to length upon time, and we know that length and time are two fundamental quantities. So we express velocity in the form of fundamental quantities. So we can say that those quantities which can be resolved in the form of fundamental quantities are called as derived quantities. Unit for derived quantities, which are the combination of fundamental units, are called as derived units. Fundamental and derived unit together form a system of unit. And in mechanics, length, mass and time are three fundamental quantities. for the unit of these three basic quantities, the following system has been used. That is CGS system, which is also called as French system, FPS system, also called as British system, MK system, called as metric system. What does this CGS stands for? C stands for centimeter, G stands for gram, and S stands for second. So according to CGS system, length is measured in a centimeter, mass is measured in a gram, and time is measured in a second. And in FPS system, length is measured in a foot, mass is measured in a pound, and time is measured in a second. MK system, in MK system, length is measured in a meter, mass is measured in a kilogram, and time is measured in a second. Now, these three systems are now not in a practical use. They are of physical significance only. They are of a historical significance only. The system of a unit which is used to measure the physical quantity is the international system of unit. Now we use the SI system of unit, which is enlarged and a modified version of metric system. Now there are 7 fundamental or base quantities and 2 supplementary quantities in SI system. The 7 fundamental quantities of a SI system are length, mass, time, electric current, temperature, amount of a substance, and luminous intensity. The unit used to measure length is meter and its symbol is M. The unit used to measure mass is kilogram and its symbol is kg. The unit used to measure time is second and its symbol is S. Electric current is measured in an ampere and its symbol is A. Temperature is measured in a Kelvin and its symbol is K. Amount of substance is measured in a mole and its symbol is MOL. Luminous intensity is measured in a candela and its symbol is CD. The 2 supplementary quantities of SI system are plane angle and a solid angle. Plane angle is the angle drawn on the plane of a paper. It is a 2-dimensional angle, and solid angle is a 3-dimensional angle. If you look at the bottom of an ice cream cone, then it is an example of solid angle. The unit used to measure plane angle is a radian and its symbol is RAD, and the unit used to measure solid angle is radian and its symbol is SR. So that's all about for today's session. Hope you enjoyed today's learning session. Thank you so much.